a super basic concept. Say you don't know anything, and you have to wrestle somebody, right? So we're like wrestling. Say you're on top and I don't even know what to do. The main thing you should always be thinking is to just be as wide and heavy as possible. That's when I'm on top, right? So think wet blanket, like you're just a wet blanket covering them.
Okay.
And moving, don't let them get your limbs. Don't let them pull your limbs. You just want to be as wide and heavy. On the bottom, it's the opposite.
Okay.
You always want to be a little bit ready. Like when you're drilling with your partners and stuff, I mean, you're going to drill and you're going to practice moves. You don't want to be excessively tight, but you want to be, you know, reasonably like, I'm just not a dead weight. You know, you're not limp.
Yeah.
So whenever you're doing all this stuff when you're on the ground, always have that head. It's almost like you're tucking your chin because you don't want your head to hit the ground.
Okay.
You know, so for the most part, you're always going to be head up with this.
Okay.
You know, so, and the more you're like a ball, the less of your body you have touching the mat, the lighter you're going to be. So so the smaller part of me, like that's why like I'm rolling or something. Also, because my spine is bent a little bit and there's a little bit of it touching the mat, it's going to be less friction. So if I'm just flat and heavy, it's going to be harder for me to. Same thing with the hip escape. If everything's flat and heavy, it's going to take me. It's going to be harder to move.
Yeah.
So that's why we lift and only have pressure on the shoulder and the foot.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Like one of the most basic movements called a technical stand-up. It's basically you're using usually when you get up you want to use, you know, you want to have a pivot point or something on one end and then also on the other, never like both on the same side. To get up or to move away is you want to lift both sides and kind of, this is called a technical stand-up, right? And then we'll get to the hip escape. It's as if you just fell. There's your opponent standing here, and you're keeping them away with your hand and stepping back. Same concept is get up, stand up. Instead of your hand here, you're using like your shoulder, and you're using this foot to plant, and you're lifting your body weight from the middle, so you're getting the weight off the ground, so it's quicker and easier for you to move. So proper hip escape is elbows tight. Same other end. Do it like this.
Oh, okay.
And it is they call it a shrimp here.
Yeah, I can see that. If you want to be like proper technical, this leg is like flat on the ground. Because usually you're going to have somebody on you, like as a mount, somebody's legs are on top of you, they're putting pressure on you. You have to use your elbows, you get on your side and push that knee off. So if their knee is right there, if you can imagine, you know, does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay, so like their body is here and their knees are on the ground.
Oh.
I'm using my elbow against that knee.
Oh.
And I'm coming out. So you're keeping this flat and straight.
So you just like pinch it out.
Right.
That makes sense.
So, what you just learned was kind of like a basic movement of like getting away from an opponent when they're on top of you and holding you down. The movements that I've been showing you right now are just kind of like drills. It's kind of like working those muscles that teach you how to move.
Memory.
Huh?
Like muscle memory kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You're building the muscle memory of like how to move around on the ground, right? And so the second one is kind of the opposite of that. Sometimes they call it a reverse hip escape. So instead of this, you're gonna plant one foot, and then you're gonna move your shoulder closer and hip forward. So it's kind of, the way I do it is like a drive forward with the hips, right? So I go on my side, on my shoulder, I bring my shoulder closer, and then I'm just gonna drive my hips forward. I'm gonna push off with this leg, and boom.
Thrust.
A reverse shrimp, you can do it either way. Reverse shrimp number 1.
Okay.
Would be, way number 2 is where you're kind of stepping here, and you almost like, I like to look at it as if, so stand right here. So if you're like a standing opponent, I can reach forward.
Oh, into a
Hook your
hole,
leg.
like,
Right?
like a, yeah.
So yeah, so if somebody's in front of me, I can enter.
Here we go, people. That's how it's done.
You ready? You ready to try it?
Okay. All right.
Get on your side, but bring crunch down.
Oh, I'm understanding.
So I must bring that elbow to the shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean to the elbow to the thigh.
Okay.
And then press and lift your hips. And yeah,
Okay.
the way I do it is I almost like, I'll pull forward. And let's say we're playing with this leg. I drive my hips forward.
Okay.
So, boom, boom.
Okay. So I understand like this.
There you go.
Then, but is that right? Like how do
Pretty
you,
much. Yeah.
like how do you go forward?
You might need to keep this foot further forward.
And then you like turn?
Yeah, just get back on the other side.
What? I feel like I'm doing
This
it
might
wrong.
not be beginner. Now that I think about it, but
Hey, I mean,
you gotta.
it's worth knowing though.
It is. It is. If you can imagine, we did that break fall, right? Same position,
Oh, right.
right? Only we're keeping this foot here. Did a break fall. Now we're gonna use our hip, our shoulder, bring it through our hip. This foot flat, drive. It's all over.
Oh. Spazzy white belt.
Exactly.
Explosive.
Remember, always remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Oh, that's the motto? Is that it?
Somehow, doing them slow just helps you learn them better.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I feel like that because you learn form better and like you get that makes sense.
Yeah, it's more about form and technique, exactly.
This one under.
Forget. No, maybe. I can't tell. Yeah, that was it.
Oh wait, no. Okay, it's fine.